Hello everyone, my name is Hisham Salem, and this presentation IT regulation and complements requirements. This course is issue in business and IT and Professor Michelle, and I wanted to talk about IT regulation complements requirements. The first page we have the agenda, introduction, general data protection regulation, and then we have GDPR complements, GDPR regulation, GDPR complements and cybersecurity, and we have a conclusion and listing references. Gain insights from data analysis regarding customer interaction, a product, service, or employee management is critical for any organization today. Of course, in these days, the product, service, or employee management is critical for any organization to be on the safe side. Organizations are required to protect this collected information through applicable standards and regulations, being complement to the relevant regulatory requirements is binding and offer unique market opportunities. Businesses implement strong cybersecurity mechanisms to the process of the digital age. You have to build the strong cybersecurity because there's a lot of hackers, a lot of scammers. You have to be protect all the business implement and build the strong cybersecurity to to be on the safe side too. And let's move for the General Data Protection Regulation. The GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, Protection Act that was implemented in 2018 aimed at protecting personal data, privacy, including biometric data, basic identification information, health and generic data, and sexual orientation, excuse me, racial and ethnic data, political options, and web data. Organizations that collect, process, and stores personal information mentioned above about citizens with the EU and required to comply with the GDPR. GDPR complements the GDPR outline the indicators or outcomes of responsive and data management. However, it does not perceive the technical data collection measure to be followed to achieve the goal. The data the organization is processing and its customers and are the determining factors, the appropriate security measures. There has to be an implementation of security measures from the installation of an information system and maintained throughout its lifespan. GDPR regulation include data subject should be willing to participate and therefore ask before generating their personal data. So they have to ask before gathering their personal data, and then enterprise are held responsible for the data they collect, therefore collect only the information that is needed. So they collect just the information that is needed, and they refrain from sharing data with a third party unless the user have consent and there is an approval from the supervisor organized. So they have to make sure they get the approve unless they cannot share it with a third party. All personal data should be intercepted whether in flight or at the rest. So they have to make sure everything is to protect the privacy, and then if they want to share it with a third party, they have to um, get the approval from the supervisors organized. And then let's talk with the GDPR complements and cybersecurity. The implementation of proper cybersecurity cybersecurity strategy protects data from attackers. This is in sense how the organization is compliant with the GDPR. The two components work together to build an appropriate mechanism to protect the enterprise. Data protection and privacy deals with how data is protected and accessed from the authorized use, while security is more technical matter. So this the difference between the data protection and the privacy deals with how data is protected and accessed from authorized use, while the security is more technical matter. So we have to make sure the difference between the security and the data protection. The security is technical matter, but the data protection deal with how data is protected and assets from authorized. And then we have uh, it is noteworthy that not all enterprises work in the best interest of owners of data. Let's talk about the ethical consideration when collecting personal data. The growth of internet connectivity has led to the raising concern about the consumer privacy protection, because nowadays um, the internet lead to rising concern about consumer privacy protection, because a lot of hackers, a lot of scammers, so we have to make sure about consumer privacy protection. The consumer privacy owners, how, the consumer privacy covers how the personal information about the clients is protected, that is collected in the course of business process. Consumer privacy concern, including identity theft, financial fraud, and more. Business have an ethical obligation to collect data that is needed only, safeguard its appropriately, and avoid sharing it with the third party without the consent of the consumers. As we said, we have to make sure about the third party when we have to share it, because we have to make sure the consumers is agree. And the conclusion, handling of personal data is now protected more strictly through the instrument of General Data Protection Regulation. Therefore, enterprise should take extra measure to ensure compliance with the regulations. That was my presentation, and this the last page references. Maybe it was good, and then thank you, Professor. Thank you, listeners, and then see you soon. Thank you so much.